Hi everyone, my name is Ben
Hi.
Balden and we have Jade Balden here today. We're going to interview Jade so she can tell her story, and we realize a lot of you don't know her story, how she got started in doTERRA, and it may be helpful for you to understand her story or her background. So we've put together a few questions and put some notes down, and we're going to ask Jade these questions, okay? So Jade, you're on. Let me introduce her a little bit, this lovely lady. So in the sense of doTERRA, she's been with doTERRA for 6 years. I've just recently joined her this past year. During that time, she's just gradually built her business. And about 2 years ago, she retired from her work as a school teacher, which she tells me she worked at for 11 years. And then she was working doTERRA full time, and then 2 years later she became doTERRA Diamond, and then a little bit after that, then I joined her in the business because it had a better future and do good for the world, out there to make a difference in the world, not just push paper. So Jade, your first question for you is, how and why did you get into doTERRA?
So there's two reasons. So I'll tell you how I got in. We were visiting my mother-in-law, Ben's mum, 6 years ago. We're just chatting with her at her house, and she was commenting how I was looking better, healthier, and I said, yes, I've been working at it, lots of natural remedies, and I said, there's something missing though. And she, as a nurse, she's been a nurse for 40 years, she says, yes, I've always felt that like there's something missing. And she said she was first introduced to essential oils just a couple of months ago, or just very recently, and so she brought out her oil box and she showed me the oils, and I was like, whoa, what are these? And within 15 minutes, I'm smelling it, I'm referencing the book, and I thought, okay, give me a box and give me a book, but don't tell my husband. So we did. We went out the next day and we got all those things. Yeah, and then we moved to Ohio. So that's how I got in, and the reason why is because I was sick. I had all the usual symptoms that a lot of people have, your regular daily headaches and aches and pains and allergies and, all sorts of issues. And I was sick and tired of being sick. And the other reason is, as a mum, I really wanted to know what to do for my kids, and it was really frustrating to feel hopeless every time your child's sick. So, if my kids are crying and saying they're hurting in the middle of the night, well, what do I do? I felt really, like I needed more skills. I just didn't feel that I was smart enough to know what to do for my children. And this here gave me a way to, help my family. So it was very empowering. So that's how and why I got into doTERRA. Yeah.
Good. So your next question is,
yes.
What made you change career paths and decide to do doTERRA as a business?
So the career path changed. So the first reason is, well, God, I felt like God told me to. I'm quite spiritual, for those that know me. And the other reason is for my personal freedom. Yeah, so those two reasons.
Okay, so for the first one, you said God told you. Can you elaborate a little bit about that?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I was just using the oils, and we ran out. So I called up cousin Debbie, and because Debbie introduced Mum to the oils, and I said, Debbie, I need a membership. I don't want to run out of oils. And so she hooked me up with a doTERRA membership, and when I was officially in doTERRA, I realized that I could share this with everybody else, and I wasn't thinking much about sharing. I just wanted to keep it to myself and help my family. I just felt so empowered. I was able to teach my children, and then about 3 months after I became a member, I had an experience where I couldn't sleep for 3 nights. So 3 nights in a row, I just tossed and turned, and I thought, I'm gonna pray and ask which oils to help me with this problem. And what came to mind was this picture of Samuel, the boy prophet. And if you know the biblical story, it's about God talking to Samuel. So I felt like, whoa, you know, God wants to talk to me. So I just asked him, to talk, and I'm listening. So anyways, I just had a lot of download of what I needed to do to share with people. But basically, it was just to send these oils out and share the message of hope, joy, health, and empowerment. So basically, it was very simple, but I felt really passionate about that. So since then, I just couldn't stop. I couldn't stop sharing because I just felt obligated. When I'm blessed with something amazing and fantastic, I want to share that with other people. Yep. So that was my
So that's the first reason.
reason.
So what about the second reason?
Yeah.
You said basically that you wanted more freedom for your family and to feel your life's purpose.
Yeah. So I realized that, I loved teaching. I loved teaching children. I loved going to school and teaching, but I felt like there was still a lot of limitations about that. I want to be able to be free to, feel the purpose of my existence, basically. And I know that everybody has that purpose. And whenever I talk to friends, I always encourage them to find what it is that they need to do to feel that fulfillment, basically. So, like an example is with one of our daughters. She was studying presidents, and we had this crazy idea that maybe we can take our kids out and go to Washington, D.C. to learn about presidents. And we were able to do that. But I thought, that's the freedom that I want. I want to be able to work, earn a significant amount of money, but be able to freely do the things I want to do without limitation, without having to ask for time off and, rely on a boss to tell me how I should, spend my time. Yeah.
So
that's the freedom.
So tell us a little bit about how you started your doTERRA business.
Yep.
How you got going.
Yeah. So my husband was a full-time student at the time.
And we both weren't working.
Yeah. So money was tight, as you can imagine, but I felt like we really needed this, and we needed the oils, and I felt like I can't go without it. So I figured that, I can start sharing because God told me to, just to the best of my abilities. So I just did it with just pure intention. Just wanted to, plan out how do I share these oils, and I just shared it just normally, just organically, from the heart. And I just went out and shared with people consistently. I feel that was really important. We set a time that I could go out and help people, but in between shuttling the kids from activity to activity, I was able to call people, share it, and then just slowly build up the business that way. Because we didn't want to accept the status quo of being poor students. So I'll share a story if that's okay. My eldest daughter, she was into the Harry Potter series, right? So from the first book to the last book, she just ate it up within 3 weeks or something. And she couldn't stop talking about it all day long. She was sharing bits and pieces of information. It was so fun. And I said to Ben, wouldn't it be great if we could all go to Harry Potter World and celebrate her next birthday, which was, at the end of the summer.
And we were still in law school.
And we were still in law school.
Didn't have an income.
Yeah, I didn't have an income. I thought, wouldn't it be great? And, Ben was thinking, yeah, if we could do it, that'd be great. So, lots of prayer and lots of hard work. And in the end, we were able to afford that vacation. So I still remember it, that, we were in the 3 broomsticks, and we sang happy birthday to her on her 10th birthday, and it was just so memorable. But that's an example of the freedom that I can have, to develop my gifts and talents to help whoever I want to help, and to take time out and be with my family the way we want to be, the way we want to do it. So yeah.
Good, fantastic. So there's a lot of people starting out in doTERRA, and their situations are all different.
Mm-hmm.
What advice would you give to someone that's just starting out in doTERRA?
Yeah, okay, so I've got a bit of a list here. So when I started, I didn't have a lot of instructions because I just kind of bought the oils really over the phone, and I just shared with people. So I think I was gold rank before I actually saw somebody else teach a class. Yep. And so I realized that it's not that hard. And these oils are fantastic, and I feel like every family needs to have these basic common skills of using the different oils for their needs. I have some suggestions here. The first thing is just to discover your why, and a lot of people talk about that, but really if you know why you're doing this, to better humanity, to find all the reasons why. For me, it's a calling. I feel like it's a calling, but it's basically defining your job, and your job is very simple actually. It's share the love. Okay, so a lot of people feel like, oh, but I don't know enough, or I'm not a teacher. You don't have to, as long as you are honest with people and say, look, I'm learning, this is what I know, these are my experiences, and offer them an opportunity to learn. So basically that's the first thing. Know your calling. So define your role, and your role can be very, very simple, as in like what I said, you're just opening the door and helping them see that this is an opportunity for them to learn more about natural solutions and take care of their family's health. And the other thing that's very important is consistency. Consistency for me, it reminds me of the Slight Edge. That book, The Slight Edge. It's just a little bit of success habits every day. You do those actions, and it leads to massive, massive results. So I think we have a scripture, by small and simple means great things are brought to pass. That's very powerful, and that's very true, and I truly believe in that. A lot of us feel impatient. I'm one of those people that I want to just run and open a book and read the first page and read the last page and just know exactly from the beginning to the end. But sometimes we really have to go through that journey and just take it easy, take it a few steps at a time, help a family at a time, changing the world, and a family at a time. So teaching in everybody's house and helping a community at a time. So that's basically what I would suggest. Yes, and if you haven't read that book, The Slight Edge, it's a must.
Jeff Olson. Yeah,
by Jeff Olson. It's a must. Okay. Then the other thing is be ridiculously positive and hopeful, because you'll get people that are naysayers, and most of the time, if you think about it, the naysayers are the people that are not successful, that haven't done it, haven't tried it out yet, but they're just discouraging you for whatever reason. So just be positive, put your blinders on, and do what you need to do without getting that distraction. All right. And again, personal development, we talked about the Slight Edge, but as you help yourself eliminate all of the false beliefs and the limitations and the fears, you'll realize that you're more powerful and your work is more effective. So basically, personal development is transforming or replacing that fear into faith. Okay, that's basically the whole gist of personal development. What is it in here that's fearful and negative that you can change into a positive, into faithful, hope? And just basically in the end, we're allowing our divine self to shine through. And I love doing that. I love working with people and helping them find that. And what we do, we're helping people not only with their health, but with their finances as well. And so they become themselves, they become free. I have a friend in Sydney, her name is Dora, and she told me something, and I thought, this is exactly what I want to share. She said, Jade, I've been asleep all my life. I feel like I've just woken up. And what she meant was, I just realized that I can choose. I can choose my life. I can choose to shine. I can, choose freedom. And, that's really powerful, I feel. The other thing is just to surrender. That's a big lesson for me. And I found that it's a lot of people are like that too. Surrender to the process, surrender to the universe. If you have a class where, only one or two people come and you're thinking,
which we've had a lot of.
Yeah. Or
zero.
Yeah. And so maybe that time is perfect for you to do a business meeting, or perfect for you to do some learning, or just, those two people that rocked up maybe it's just them that you need to talk to at this time. So kind of surrendering to the universe, doing your very best all the time, but whatever happens, just surrendering to it and surrendering to growth and challenges. And I've learned that, and we keep learning that lesson. And you know, another thing that you know will help you is when you are stuck and you feel a block, you know, really ask yourself, am I paralyzed by fear? And it could be fear of success, fear of anything, the unknown, fear of wasting my time. And when you transform that fear into faith and basically find that love and the light, then you'll be able to move forward. So I feel like a lot of people tell me, I'm stuck, I don't know what I'm going to do next. You know, all the time I tell them we're working things out so that they can move forward with love. Develop servant leadership skills, and you know, we'll talk about that another time. But one last thing I want to share is love network marketing. DoTERRA network marketing is very different, isn't it, honey? They've eliminated a lot of the negative stigma, and so you know, don't go in there with your assumptions and your you know, preconceived ideas, because sometimes when you do it and you try it out, you find that they're very different. And it's such a beautiful business because, like I said, it's given me freedom. It's, you know, I get my husband every day, and I can't get enough. You know, Ben used to be a lawyer, and he worked very hard, and you know, but now I get to have him home, and I get to be with my children, and that means a lot to me, because they're still young and I still get to create memories with them. I don't have to wait until we're old and 65 and retired before we live, you know. So yeah, anyways, that's it. That's a lot of suggestions, sorry.
No, that's really good. So that's how we started our business. And so last question is, where do you see yourself in the future? Where do you take it from here?
Well, you know, we've achieved our diamond rank, right? I just feel like I'm still at the beginning. So, because my husband just joined me this year, it's only been, he really officially started about 3 months ago, because he was just figuring out what the business is about. But now I feel like we just barely started. So I want to continue to travel and help people and make heart-to-heart connections. Because one of the best things about this business is you make these friends, you know, you meet these people that will be your friends for life. I feel like they are my sisters and my brothers, and no, it's so special. It is so special to me, and it gives my life purpose and meaning. And when people that I know and I love achieve and change and progress and, you know, grow, I just feel so fulfilled. I feel like life can't get better than that. We have lots of tools, my husband and I, and you know, I know he's my husband, but I just feel like Ben has so many skills, you know, just with the business, you know, he has an MBA, business skills and his legal skills, and I add my teaching skills to this, and I just feel like it's a great marriage. I mean, as in a business marriage, so it's awesome, and we have a lot of tools that we have to share with you guys. And if you want to, we're available. We're here to support you. And I think that's it. You know, we're just gonna keep going and sharing with the world. Yeah, right. This journey's awesome.
Thanks. That's awesome. Thank you for that. So I hope that gives you an idea of Jade's story, how she got involved, and you know, things that, as you know, why she decided to go down this path, and hopefully that helps you go down the path as well. Maybe the only thing I want to share is, you know, a lot of people do come up with excuses saying, "Oh, I'd like to do DoTerRA, but I got kids, or I have to work."
Well, my husband doesn't support me.
My husband doesn't support me. No. When Jade started out, you know, she had never been to a class. She had never received support from her upline. You know, substantially.
Because they were new.
And we were all in different places. And she never, you know, we had kids. She, you know, at one point in time, she was working, you know, quite a bit, and it was never an excuse, you know.
Something was happening all the time,
yep,
right?
something's always happening, and you know what? DoTerra doesn't have to take over your whole life. Just a few hours a week, if that's all you can do, and just on a consistent basis, and that's how Jade did it. And so I think anybody can do it. Yeah.
If I can do it, anybody can. Yeah. So I just want to give a shout out to all those couples out there. You know, just keep sharing with your spouse, and just be patient and loving. Don't be upset if they don't get it yet, because they have to go through the journey as well. But like my husband.
And usually it's the woman who joins, and she sees the value of the essential oils, because you know, that helps her with her role in the family, and then the guy joins, or he's very reluctant because he's, you know, the wife comes home with these snake oils that she spent hundreds of dollars on. They smell really funny and everything, and they're supposed to do all these wonderful things, and that's fine. That's their role, to be skeptical, and that's fine. Respect them in that, and help them, give them an experience, and that's always how like a reluctant husband would come on board, as an experience, whether that be with a sunburn or hay fever or something like that, where, you know, they can't get the same results anywhere else, and the essential oils are really there. And so just believe in it, let them believe in their thing, and give them the support, and make sure you support your husbands in the same way that you want to be supported. And you're not, you know, he doesn't have to, it doesn't look like you're choosing between doTERRA and him.
Yeah, that's important.
So yes, but, you know, don't neglect your most important relationships.
Yeah, that's right.
So
I'm very grateful, because with Ben, I think I could have been a clog dancer, and you know, and he would have supported me doing that.
Because clog dancing is very important
just
to society.
Example. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for
belly dancing.
Oh no.
Well, thank you for joining us today, and hopefully this video is helpful for you. If it is, please share it with other people you think it might be helpful with. All of our stuff that we produce is for free to share with the world. So thank you very much.
Bye.